Today we will take a look at the best iPhone for this year. If you want to find more information, check out links down below. Before we start, make sure you click subscribe button and like this video. Now let's get started. 5. iPhone 14 Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is a joy to use. Thanks to the clever new dynamic island for displaying notifications and live activities. Once again, Apple has made the fastest phone around with its A16 Bionic chip. The starting storage remains 128GB, which frankly doesn't feel very pro. All three camera lenses on the back of the iPhone 14 Pro Max are larger, as is the flash, so this area takes up a lot of room. The iPhone 14 Pro Max measures 6.33 by 3.05 x 0.31 inches and weighs 8.47 ounces. There are 4 color options for the iPhone 14 Pro Max: deep purple, silver, gold, and space black. The iPhone 14 Pro Max's Super Retina XDR display is amazingly bright and vivid. In fact, this panel is rated for up to 1600 nits of brightness with HDR content and 2000 nits outdoors in bright sunlight. Apple has shaken things up with its cameras on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, offering a 48MP main wide sensor for the first time. The sensor will group every 4 pixels in a quad pixel and optimize for better light capture in 12 megapixels photos. The iPhone 14 Pro Max's A16 Bionic is Apple's first chip built using the 4nm process, and it's once again the fastest chip in a phone. The iPhone 14 Pro Max lasted a very long time. We're talking an average of 13 hours and 39 minutes. 4. iPhone 13 mini. The iPhone 13 mini is the best iPhone for those who want a smaller device on Apple's iOS platform. It's arguably still the best small phone on the market. It's powerful, the camera is top tier, and the battery life is better than that of the iPhone 12 mini. The iPhone 13 mini is built to be premium, but has a smaller body than most top-end smartphones. It's designed for those who want a smaller device. It features a 5.4-inch screen. The phone sits comfortably in the hand, and it's easy to use. The power button is on the right edge of the phone, while the left edge is home to the silent switch, volume buttons and SIM tray single-handedly. There are 5 color options for the iPhone 13 mini, which are blue, pink, red, starlight, and midnight. The resolution of 1080 by 2340 is good considering the size of the screen, and we found that full HD content looked clear. The screen size makes watching videos a bit more difficult. Your storage options here are 128GB, 256GB or 512GB. If you want more storage, you'll need to opt for the 1TB iPhone 13 Pro or iPhone 13 Pro Max. 3. iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 received a number of significant upgrades, including new cameras, a bigger battery, more storage and a brighter screen. The iPhone 13 keeps the flat-sided design, comes in 5 colors: blue, starlight, product red, midnight and pink. The wide-angle camera has a larger sensor with sensor-based stabilization. Apple says the cameras were arranged diagonally to make room for the bigger camera module. Cinematic mode uses the 2 cameras on the back stereoscopically to capture 1080p video at 30 frames per second. The iPhone can choose who to focus on and when to change focus to someone else, but you can also change the focus during the recording. The iPhone 13 battery lasted 21 hours 52 minutes. 2. iPhone 14 Pro. The iPhone 14 Pro is the best phone for under $1,000. It's powerful, has amazing cameras, sports a beautiful display. The iPhone 14 Pro measures 5.81 by 2.81 by 0.31 inches, HWD, and weighs 7.27 ounces. The iPhone 14 Pro screen carries a few notable upgrades over the iPhone 13 Pro screen. It's got slightly slimmer bezels and bumps the resolution from 2532 by 1170 pixels to 2556 by 1179 pixels, for a density of 460 pixels per inch. The phone carries over the 120Hz promotion tech from last year, but is able to slow the refresh rate down to just 1 Hz to conserve power. The iPhone 14 Pro has a 3200 mAh battery, which is well below the 4500 to 5000 mAh cells in competing flagships, including the 4323 mAh battery in the 14 Pro Max. The 14 Pro battery charged from 0% to 50% in 30 minutes, which is equal to Apple's claims. A full charge took close to 80 minutes. The iPhone 14 Pro is among the fastest phones on the market. 1. iPhone 14. The iPhone 14 is a very good phone for the money, offering improved cameras, a faster A15 Bionic chip and fun action mode for video capture. But at this price, we'd like to see a telephoto zoom and 120Hz display. The iPhone 14 colors are midnight, starlight, blue, purple, red and yellow. The iPhone 14 remains compact and fairly light, weighing 6.07 ounces and measuring 5.78 by 2.82 by 0.31 inches. That's actually a bit lighter than the iPhone 13's 6.17 ounces, although that model was a slightly thinner 0.30 inches. The iPhone 14's 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display remains one of the best screens in T-price range in terms of quality, even though there are no upgrades over last year. The iPhone 14's main camera doesn't get the bump to 48 megapixels that the iPhone 14 Pro series does, but it does feature enhanced cameras in its own way. The main 12 megapixels wide camera has a larger sensor than the one in the iPhone 13, with 1.9 micrometer pixels and a faster f1.7 aperture. As a result, you should expect better action shots and low-light performance. The iPhone 14 edges out the Pixel 6 with a slightly brighter image with more contrast as you look at the tree in the water. And it fits in more of the scene, though both images are excellent. The iPhone 14 lasted 9 hours and 28 minutes.